Coming up on today's CODE Bet Daily Weekly AFL show, that is also our daily show, we're talking all footy. We've got game bets, best bets, player props, everything you need in between. Every single game talked about, broken down, and I'm enjoying it. Who's your best bet this week, Stats Guy? What do you reckon?
Saints to absolutely smash Gold Coast, I think.
Alex?
D's minus 69.5.
Nice. All right, we'll check it out. It is CODE Bet Daily AFL. It's real chockers full of footy. Welcome to CODE Bet Daily. It is an all AFL show this week because we are crammed. It is Easter, I'll tell you that much.
Absolutely.
Time for round 4 of the AFL. We're going to do our entire daily show. It's going to cover every single game of this AFL round. I'm your host, Jaymz Clements. I'm the editor of a very good website we call CODE Bet. There you go. You got it, Stats Guy.
I was sad to think about that.
It's at CODE Bet.
You have to think about that after 32 weeks.
CodeBet.com.au. Go there for all of your betting needs. What is it? Odds comparisons, betting analysis, a breakdown of literally every single
good stuff going on
Absolutely.
there at the moment.
It's so much sport. It's
single AFL game each week, written about, dissected, broken down.
Get around it.
All the betting goodness you need.
Shooting the lights out of the EPL at the moment.
Yep.
It's AFL show, Alex. Shush.
Promoting the other stuff that we do. Jeez.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Yes.
Joined as always by the Pontiffs of Punt. Got Alex Donnelly over there. He's on the left-hand side today.
Yeah,
No,
well,
I
it's
hate this
confusing
right-hand
me.
side of the screen. I hate it.
He's freaked himself out.
Wachang. Give
And-
Stats Guy just a
I
quick
guess
whack there.
it means he's just going to smash Stats Guy in the side of their head today. So Stats Guy's here.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm a
wearing
bit
a
worried.
scarf after
I'm wearing
you
North
lost.
scarf. No, it's because I'm a good supporter. Unlike you, you're still a bit salty about Sydney losing, but I'm used to us losing, so
Mate,
I'm
still
all right.
angry about the main event of WrestleMania. I'm over the Swans getting smashed.
No, you were a sulky Alex the first couple of days of this week. Oh, the Swans lost.
No, I'm more angry about Cody losing.
I'm just
Take
saying.
a while to get over.
As long as you're supporting an unbeaten team, that's all that matters.
With an asterisk on it, but
Go.
you're still unbeaten, yeah?
Go Blues.
Still unbeaten.
Never lost. There we go. Let's go.
Never this year.
Yeah, right.
Did you lose in preseason? Oh, yeah, that's right. The Swans put 20 on you.
This is CODE Footy's Back Daily, and it's also known as CODE Bet Daily. This is the AFL show. As mentioned, we won't have an actual AFL. Well,
This is our
this
actual
is the
AFL.
daily show for today, and
Which
it's
is
also the
being
AFL show
2 in
for this
1.
week.
Yeah.
I dig it. So we've got player props, game picks, best bets, every single game in round 4. We're going to mix it up. We'll sort of fly through this one. It's a pretty interesting week.
It is. Lots of good games.
Big games. It's
a
obviously
long-ass week of
It is a
footy.
long week. You go from Thursday through Monday because of Easter. To quickly just hit on how we went for the round 3 tips.
Gerald just goes, why?
Stats Guy came in first.
Yeah, but
not a good
Not a
first.
good first. I thought, I've had a bad week with 4, and then
With
I came
4.
up with you guys with 3 and 2. Oh,
I had 3. Alex had
that's not good.
dose.
That is
I reckon
nuts.
that's the worst week I've ever had.
I was on the
in
train
tipping.
counting them, and I'm thinking, I'll count it again. I'll
No,
back you, Alex.
because I was a
than 2.
smart ass and tried to tip West Coast and the Swans on the Sunday.
Well, if nothing else, we suck. Right. So
We're gonna have a good week this week. I'm feeling it.
yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this one.
7 in the
Thursday,
first
the game that I'm breaking down, I literally just posted this one. Brisbane taking on Collingwood. Brisbane $2, Collingwood $1.82. The line is 2.5.
Is that the Gabba?
It is.
Yes.
This is my
The
biggest
Fortress.
point. Fortress Gabba, where they just never lose. What is it? 20-4 over the last 3 seasons.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Pretty chaos sort of record. I think that's one of the win percentage of about 83%.
Yes.
Pies have been hyped up beyond belief
Black Pies.
because they have looked like the single best team in the
They've
competition
looked amazing,
over
yeah.
the first
They
3
are
weeks.
unbeaten and look awesome.
My point here is I feel like this Brisbane team's forward line is due just a little bit
They
of a
look
breakout.
really bad at the moment.
Never
They
try
looked-
to back a team into form.
They looked shocking against
Ooh,
the Dogs
I
last
thought you were
week.
gonna say something else.
And you're just like, all right, cool. We need some Chucky Cameron.
Yeah.
We need Big
He's
Joe
been
Danaher.
okay. It's more the bigs. Cameron and Hipwood.
Hipwood,
I mean,
he's done nothing.
sorry,
Gunston's
Danaher
been
and Hipwood.
handy.
Gunston's been the only consistent
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. So one of my best bets this week, I actually haven't written this down, but it's all over my article. Joe Danaher has booted 3+ goals against the
talking about
Pies.
that. Yep.
Literally his last 4 appearances against them dating back to 2019 in his last
Ooh, okay.
Anzac Day clash for
He
Essendon.
dominated that game, actually.
And he smashed Darcy Moore all over the park.
He did.
Kicked 4 on that one. And I'm going to die, apparently.
Are you all right?
What happens when you change seats?
He's
This is what
choking up.
happens when
When we have to talk about Collingwood, it just
old Jimbo with his granola, and it's just like, now I'm going to die. How'd he die? The way he lived, eating granola. Sure.
This is why I need to eat meat.
But Joe Danaher, the 3+ is probably one of my favourite ones for this one, but I'm going to go Brisbane at the line, or the +2.5, or even just head-to-head. I think they sneak this out. And yeah, the line +2.5. Look, we haven't really actually seen, apart from the draw in round 1, there haven't been like too many really, really tight one sort of kick games.
No. Last week,
here and there, there was like
GWS.
Well, it was
tight.
two
was 2 goals in the end.
It should have been 1. Yeah.
But we also had there was a your North in round 2.
Yeah, we've had
round one,
both of
they
our
had
games
goal.
have been under a kick, but
But your team
that's the
stinks,
outlier.
so yeah, that's
we
it.
still got 2
So
wins. I'll
your
take
team's literally just like collapsing over the line.
We are,
We won.
it. Hey, honestly,
Awesome.
I don't care how we win.
But I'm going Brisbane. I think there's just a little bit too much size. And this is the other thing. I think Alex is going to hit on this. The size of Collingwood might be a little bit of a problem here.
No,
Look,
Ruckman, yeah.
Brisbane have a gun midfield. So do Collingwood.
So did Collingwood.
I think this is a free-flowing one. You could probably go the over as well. I think it's 177 I saw it at. So I'd probably go the over and I'd go Brisbane. Stats go, what are you thinking?
I'm going for Collingwood. I think they've looked really good. I know they've been very hyped up, but their run-off halfback.
They've looked pretty good, haven't
Yeah, they look like they
unbeaten
surprised me.
team.
Jeez.
Like I thought
Come to
they were-
Stats Guy
we
for
all
more
thought they were
groundbreaking
gonna-
analysis.
A few of us thought they were just going to make the 8, but they're going to be top 4, I think, at least. I'm looking at Ash Johnson just for a bit of a player prop. He kicked, what did he kick last year? I didn't write it down, actually. Sorry, there we go. He kicked 15 goals in his 8 games last year in his debut
He's actually
season.
looked really
He's a really
likely
good
at
player.
times
He
too,
came
right?
back from injury last week. Had 1 goal, 3. It was a bit tough. He had a few shots from the boundary and things like
You
that.
do realise he's probably going to be their ruckman, right?
No, I think apparently they're bringing in a VFL ruckman. That's from what I heard.
They literally don't have any more ruckman.
Yeah. Anyway, there's this guy that they're trying to bring up to the VFL. That's what I heard. But I think Ash Johnson can, get 2+ in this one at $2.70 is really good value. As I said, 1 goal, 3 last week. Was a bit unlucky not to have another one. He's got great hands for sort of a medium-sized forward, and he's a great kick. So 2+ is what I'm looking at. And then I don't mind Collingwood 2.5. I'm tipping Collingwood. So if I'm going to tip Collingwood, I might as well get a bit of extra value with that -2.5. Their run-off half-back will suit the shorter ground of the Gabba. It's a lot skinnier and shorter than most grounds. So I think
Google
they'll get a
this.
lot of... No, it is. Definitely compared to the MCG. So I think they'll get a lot of inside 50s through the Dacos brothers and DeGoey. So I'm going Collingwood.
I'll pay it. There was one thing that we should have had, at the top as well there. I think Brisbane have actually beaten the Pies 4 straight times, 3 straight at the Gabba as well.
Yeah, okay.
It's like been a while since the Pies have actually
Pies,
gotten over the top of them. So Pies have had a bit of a dip while Brisbane have been on the up, but at the same time, it's a bit of form.
Yeah.
And at the Gabba,
It's not an easy place to play.
I just think it's a bit of a tough ask.
No, fair
The
enough.
Gabba is 2 meters shorter, so it's nothing.
Oh, I swear it was more than that. It's still a little bit. It's definitely skinnier. I know that.
Nice one. Alex, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm having a look at Collingwood here. Like, no ruckman, obviously a concern. No Mason Cox and Darcy Cameron, who's probably been one of their best players for the first 3 weeks. It's a bit of a worry considering Ash Johnson's probably going to be pinch hitting in the ruck, given his capabilities of taking a mark down forward. So it sort of weakens that forward line again. Maybe McStay has to go into the ruck as well. That's one thing we haven't hit on. McStay going back to Brisbane for the first time.
Yeah,
team.
true. Yeah,
pretty good.
He's been pretty good.
But I don't think there's any you left us. It's like, yeah, right. Yeah, you left us a free
Checks
agent. See you later. We got
They
Jack
got
Gunston.
Gunston anyway,
Like,
yeah.
I still think Gunston's a better overall player, but McCluggage is off. And their forward line is just so hot and cold. I think
last 3 years they've been hot
I'm
and
just
cold.
ready to give up on Joe Danaher. It's like you're going to
And
be
Hipwood.
looked back on at the end of your career going, why weren't you better?
Yeah, he could have been. Yeah,
The thing is, he got dragged this week, right? Across all the media, just like a bit of a lackluster
But he's literally
performance last
playing to
week.
his averages in the first 3 games of the season.
Yeah, and that's why I think this is the one
But
where
it's
it just
probably
goes
because
back.
we're like, it's Joe Danaher.
Yeah,
He
he's
can
got so much
rip a game
potential.
apart, but-
Injuries hasn't helped his career. I think,
that
but
doesn't
yeah.
matter though.
Yeah.
He just all the hype that's been around him, he's promised the world and delivered an Atlas, and it's he's getting probably like $1 million a year to do that. Good job if you've got it, I guess. Look, I'm looking at Nick Dacos 30+ in the last 3 games to kick off the year. He's had 32+.
He's been amazing. Yeah,
That's $1.75, and Lockie Neal has had 27 or more in 15 of the last 16 home games.
Ooh.
So get around that, maybe throw it in your same game, but I'm tipping Collingwood as well and taking the -2.5 because Brisbane were that bad last year. I don't want to try and back them into form. I'm going with the team that's up and flying.
Yeah, I agree.
last week.
Like, what did I
Last
say?
week. Oh, did you say last year?
Yeah. Well,
That was very good last year. What are you talking about?
They got smashed in one game. I don't know. Yeah.
There was a couple of other ones that I had in there. Lincoln McCarthy's booted a goal, I think, in 6 straight games.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
for
consistent.
The Lions,
Yeah.
so that's like a great
Some of their
little
smaller forwards are a lot more consistent.
great little
now,
multi edition, which I kind of like. And then you've got the other Dacos.
Yeah.
Josh.
He's averaging like 25 plus.
He's over 26 a
Yeah,
game.
he's
the
so
Marty
22
I don't
plus
mind
for
him for
him
a
is
goal as
boom. I love that one. And I think there was Jamie Elliott when they've been favourites. I think he's kicked 2+ in, I think, 6 straight.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll
Big
pay
goals.
that. So go check out the big breakdown.
multi,
I
yeah.
literally just put in up on the site, codebet.com.au.
Awesome.
My pick here is Brisbane, as mentioned. Brisbane.
Brisbane, if you're from America.
Bit
Sounds
of,
like Franco Gozza.
Franco Gozza doing a Brisbane. But no, that was also my BT present. Brisbane.
Yeah.
Off they go. Oh, wowee, das. Right, Liam, what are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm going Collingwood.
And Alex.
Collingwood.
Yeah.
Last one, Friday, North Melbourne.
The big one.
$4.
Oh,
The big one, taking on my beloved Carlton,
sell out.
$1.25.
Apparently, you just tried to get.
Yeah, try to get tickets.
Yeah, ooh.
Came up empty. So if anyone's got any out there, just going to help out your old mate Jim over here, just sling them my way. I do like my
do we have a
uncle.
box at Marvel? Like, can we send an email?
Don't think so, but
Oh,
either way.
that's disappointing.
My uncle has flown all the way across from the UK.
Ooh.
Like, Jim, can you get tickets? I'm like, I'll get it. Oh.
Well, it's probably the first. It's very unlucky. It's our first sellout in probably like 5 years. So very
Anyway.
unlucky.
Carlton, very, very short price favourites. The line is minus 24.5. So it's at a 4-goal line.
Probably about right, I reckon.
Feels right. To be honest, I feel like it's even a bit skinny. Though
Skinny.
Yeah.
Carlton, that's my pick. They looked okay against
I thought you were just gonna end
GWS
it there.
last week.
Good chat.
There was a
They look good. I thought they looked terrible.
Yeah, I thought
moments-
they looked a bit average because GWS are
Was
very
Patrick?
average.
Did Patrick
my
Cripps
point
have
base-
the most unimpactful 40 possession game ever?
yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
got
My
over the
point
line
is
there.
that is a game that Carlton lose.
Yes, in the last few
literally the
years,
last 5
yeah.
years,
No,
that
you're not
game
wrong.
is lost. They hang on,
That's
they
true.
win. A couple of big just grabs here and there, like Harry Mackay. Like each game, he has like one grab where you're like, well, that was pivotal. Jeez,
Yeah,
Getting
that's
kicked-
it. But that's literally the only
In
thing you
terms
did.
of like actually booting a bag, though, he's not really helping out. But
Yeah.
there's like at least a little bit of a fluidity. They lose Blake Acres. It's like, they'll bring back in Kennedy, I think, this week as well. Helps out a lot. I just think there's a little bit too much class across this Carlton team for
agreed.
North, who will be much improved. I'll pay
Yeah,
it.
I don't think it'll be 40 plus, but
But I don't think this is going to be like a 10-goal shellacking.
Nah.
But I think at the line is where I've landed. So Blues minus 24.5. My other favorite one, I'll talk about it later, but Harry Mackay. I'm going to keep riding this train. 5
I think
plus.
you've tipped him 5 plus every week.
5 plus each
Gotta
week.
pick up, stupid.
It's gonna happen. Trust me. It's gotta happen.
So
right?
I'm like, yeah,
Right.
it's
Come
going to
on.
happen.
Righto, stats guy, make a case for North Melbourne.
Yeah, look, there's going to be a lot of chat about Carlton, so I'm going to have just a bet something for North. Clarko's put some faith into Cam Zerha in the midfield, so he's played forward line.
Like
his whole
Patrick Cripps light.
yeah, very, very light. But yeah, he's been pretty good. He's had 26 2 weeks ago and 20 last week, so which is a lot more than his career average, which was only 11 because he's played forward pocket pretty much his whole career. So I don't mind him 20 plus at $2.10. He's sort of that sort of price because people sort of expect him to start in the forward line again, but he's been starting in our midfield, breaking open with clearances because he's got good size, and I think he can get 20 plus in this one. Carlton could even tag like LDU or Simpkin, but I don't think they would tag Zerha. So I think 20 plus.
Why would you tag Zerha?
No, that's my point. That's why I think just say LDU drops off a little bit or Simpkin
You send
drops
Ed
off a little bit.
Kerno to LDU, maybe.
Yeah,
Just go,
you do.
give him the clamps.
Where
Cool,
Away you
show
go.
him
Zerha
last
could
week.
find
No
some
LDU,
space,
no
20
North
plus
Melbourne.
$2.10 on Ladbrokes. And then, the return of LDU and Simpkin will definitely help us. But then we've got, as we were talking about, no Mackay, as people thought he was coming back to versus his brother. We still don't know if they're the same person.
No, they are not.
And
they
Griffin
are the same
Logue is
person.
out as well. So, I can't tip us this week. The forwards could absolutely tear us apart. So I'm going Carlton minus 24
Yeah,
and
the
a half
big
as well.
tools thing is going to be a bit of a problem.
I'm so nervous
that's
about that.
literally what I'm going to lean into.
I'm just going to close my eyes every time you go into a 50.
And Alex's most tired joke is that Ben Mackay and Harry Mackay are the same person. It's like,
It is funny though. It's been,
It's
I think
my
it's,
most
I think
tired
it's
joke. I've
been
only
7
made it, like,
years.
today.
Yeah, I think it's
you've
been
made
like,
it about 8 times. And it's
Today.
like, yes, everybody else makes the same joke, Alex.
it is
You're
funny.
not adding to the discourse. The real discourse is that there's a third one that we've never seen because they both ate him. Like just something like that. Let's go.
They are big.
They are massive. They're big units, I'll tell you. What are you looking at here, Alex, for this absolute barn burner on Good Friday?
Yeah, I'm worried for North Melbourne with no Griffin, Logue and Mackay. Like the Twin Towers up forward actually may get off the chain here and actually do something. Charlie Curnow loves Marvel. He's kicked 4+ in 4 of his last 5 games. He's got 17 in 6 games there, so I don't mind that whatsoever. Yeah, for some reason I wrote the Dogs. I don't know why.
Because we were talking about a Dogs game back in 2019, you and I
That's
earlier.
right, yeah. We're
some
talking about
reason.
Charlie kicked 7
That's right,
against the
does love playing
Dogs
at
and they
Marvel,
still
yeah.
got rolled.
Yeah, it was the game that
So
I
it's
was
probably
at.
just typing
I'm there
about it.
watching, my dad's recovering from a heart attack. We're watching
Oh.
Charlie Curnow tear it up just before he does his knee and they lose by 3 points. I'm like, The old boy's going to kick over again.
Oh, no. Jeez.
What's going on?
Need to
Jeez.
look up if it is
But
Charlie
Kerno-
Kerno.
Kerno did
what?
boot an absolute massive bomb from the wing that we were sitting on, like 60 metres out. Absolutely
He's a
nailed
good-
it.
he's a gun.
And then did his knee again. So
Yeah.
tough scenes. Anyway,
Yeah, so Charlie Kerno loves Marvel. Every chance here that he kicks 5+ with no Logan McKay. He's $4.50 to do that. I trust him more than Harry Mackay because at least Charlie can kick straight.
Yeah, you got
Harry,
yeah, absolutely.
He's like Aaron Norton. It's like, oh no, what are you going to do? You can't really rely on him. So I think Carlton actually get off the chain here and absolutely
They could both
run them
kick
into
5.
the ground. 40+. If you tag LDU, as seen last week, if you shut down, no LDU obviously playing really hurt.
Yeah,
them.
I think he can
Simpkin
still
was
break
already
a tackle,
out,
but
but the defensive deficiencies for North Melbourne will be the biggest tail of the
Yeah.
game.
all right, we spent way too much time on this
We
game.
did.
Carlton.
Carlton.
There you go.
Unfortunately.
Saturday, we're taking on Adelaide Freo, $1.78 for the Crows.
Stats guy's literally written a paragraph here.
Absolutely.
I don't know why I wrote that much.
The Flying Crows, after betting the Power last week, the line's -3.5. Freo's $2.05 after sneaking home in the derby.
Yeah, well, they the scoreboard didn't reflect
exactly.
that
It
West
was
Coast
like-
literally had 7 outs in that game.
And
was
also, West
wild.
Coast did have a chance, like sort of when all the injuries started to happen, they could have kicked an easy
Yeah.
goal, and then it's like, they missed it. Freo went down the other end, scored a goal.
Watching
yeah.
that
Freo
game,
look average
like,
as-
West Coast, I feel like that game could have been won.
Yeah,
feel-
100%.
I
because-
still feel good about tipping West Coast despite the margin.
Nice one. Thing is, my point for this game, and that's the only point I've got, is I'm not entirely convinced Freo are good.
Well, at the start, we were all talking
What
about
is
them, but they
going
look
on?
horrible. Yeah.
They look
I got that one wrong.
shocking. So I think Adelaide at the line is probably where I'm going to land. And I think just considering it's at the Adelaide Oval, they've got gather round next week as well.
they'll be pumped.
They're cruising. Like,
How
they're
the
just
hell have they got 4 in a row at home?
I know,
so
I
many
know.
home games.
Very
It's awesome.
lucky,
So
very
I think
lucky.
Adelaide give them I think this is the 1-39. I'll take Adelaide at the line there, so the -3.5. That's my pick there.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I just don't look. Adelaide, I've sort of broken down a couple of their games. The spine's looking okay at the moment.
No, it is. It's good.
Just they have a couple of hiccups here and there. I just don't know if Freo are the team that can take advantage. So.
We haven't talked about how good their forward line was
Yeah,
last
oh.
week.
True.
Which I will.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. That's,
forward line was
that's
good.
why all three of us are talking about the
Yeah.
games. Stats guy, you.
I've got a couple of both of my fantasy tips last week got up with Brayshaw getting over 100+ and Sicily clearing that 110 easy. So I'm having another look at Dawson 100+ in AFL fantasy. He averaged 101 fantasy last year. He got 100 2 weeks ago, and he's looked really good this year, averaging 91 so far. They use him out of defense. I think he's also a really good bet in this one, 25+ most games. He plays off halfback and wing for the Crows, and he's sort of like that guy, sort of like Sheezel for North, plays on the outside, and that Dacos sort of vibe, gets a lot of the easy touches, switches, inside 50s and things like that. So I think the 100+ fantasy at $1.96 a good bet. Then Adelaide head-to-head, just $1.78. I think their forward line, and I said at the start of the season in my season preview that they rely too much on their veterans. But
That was wrong last week.
Yeah, that was wrong last week. There you got Rankin and Thilthorpe and a few others. I think it was Pedler kicked 3, who's just only played a couple of games. So yeah, some of the young guys are stepping up, and Freo's young guys, and even some of their veterans aren't stepping up. So yeah, I'm going Adelaide.
Yeah, Freo's $2.08 at the moment with Top Sport. And you're like, yeah,
It's just because their list is really good. It's just that's why their odds aren't
just
blown
not
out.
clicking.
They look horrible though.
Alex, what are you thinking?
Yeah, look, if you look at the history, Freo have got a really good record against Adelaide. Like going to Adelaide and winning. They've won the last 2 there, and you look at the thing, they've won 3 away. One of them was on the Gold Coast during COVID, so it's like, that you sort of push that aside.
Yeah.
But Freo legitimately had to win that game last week. If you didn't, it's like, oh no, like your season is genuinely done. The problem is with Adelaide, and I'm tipping them here, but can they back it up? Like that's their thing. They've been good.
This is what they've done
been
last couple
bad.
of
The
years.
consistency.
Yeah.
But their last quarter was so good last week. I watched last week. They just overran the power. Port Adelaide hits the front with 11 minutes to go. Like, right, Port are going to run away with this and win by 3 goals.
Yeah.
And then Adelaide just go, bang, bang, bang. Tilthorpe and Rankine kicking 9 in between them. So I don't mind both of them to kick 3 or more this weekend as well. $3.80 for Rankine and $6.40 for Tilthorpe. Like,
I'm sorry,
you don't
Thilthorpe's
kick 5 goals out of
$6.40.
nowhere. So 3+, and they're both on Ladbroke. Seems a good bet. Adelaide at the line as well. I don't mind it at all. Freo, I don't know what they are. I don't think they're much good.
I think they can improve as the season goes along, but at the moment you can't.
Yeah, I'm not buying into last week's win. I'm going to go off the previous 2 games where they were like, yeah. And Adelaide, they were just so good last week, so I'm going to go with them at home.
If this was in Freo, I'd be tipping Freo.
Yeah, probably too.
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah,
It's in Adelaide. I'm just going to go Adelaide.
Yeah.
Simple as
a
that.
lot more comfortable there.
Nice one. Well, there's my pick.
I think we'll go on Adelaide,
Adelaide
which I
Sports
didn't think I was going to pick at the start of the season.
Richmond Western
Oh, I
Bulldogs.
hate this game.
I love this game. This is
like
great.
it, yeah.
4:35 on Saturday.
I'll be watching the Queen Elizabeth.
We have the Tigers at $1.47, Bulldogs $2.70, I believe. $2.78 if you're on Bet $1.48 on top spot at the moment.
Nice.
Looking at codebet.com.au right now.
Best odds.
The 11.5 point line with top sport for the Tigers. I really like that. This is a Western Bulldogs team that looked very stinky at times.
They are
this
literally
year,
the worst team in
and
the
then
league to
turned
watch.
around last week and
It
smashed
wasn't.
the
It
Lions.
wasn't pretty,
Like,
but they did really well. Yeah.
So bad to watch.
it's
was.
just bizarre.
Yeah.
Anyway, so look, I think this is a big one for the Tigers. Big spot. You've got Martin and Hopper back. I believe.
Yeah, that's what I read this morning. It hasn't been 100% confirmed, but yeah, they're supposed to be back.
I think there's
This
a
is
big,
the problem with doing a show on Wednesday when
Yeah.
teams are tomorrow.
I know. Yeah.
bit of a tough one, but it's all right.
They did announce that they're most likely going to be back.
This is one of those weird ones where you go, you don't often see the Western Bulldogs play at the MCG.
Yeah.
No, that's true. It's like North.
So,
Us and them
It's
don't
like,
play
do you
ever.
put any stock into that with like the likes of the Bont?
The fact that they got
Libba?
obliterated by 11 goals in round one.
It's a tough one, right? So I'm going to go with Richmond for a big win here, 40 plus. I think Richmond.
Oh, 40 plus.
Talk about teams that are due. It's like Richmond and Brisbane. You have like these sort of latent forward lines and midfields that can just stream forward.
Yeah.
When they actually get going, they really get going. It's like two of the best offenses last year. Haven't really quite clicked so far this year. So I think we've seen the Bulldogs just roll over at times, twice already this year, right?
Yeah.
I think it happens again. Give me the Tigers, 40 plus. That's my best bet.
Oh.
And Lynch, 4 plus goals at least. I'm feeling that good.
They got a shaky
He's got to
defense.
bounce
The
back
Dogs,
after
yeah.
last week. He was poor.
Definitely. Stats guy.
Dogs, yeah, looked a bit improved last week in their defense, but that was just due to some Brisbane players just really being off their game and missing some easy set shots. It made their defense look better. So I'm having a look at Shai Bolton to kick 2+. I think $3.20 I've got there. I need to double check that actually if that's right. But yeah, I think it's supposed to be $2.20. It's usually around that $2 mark. So $2.20, Shai Bolton 2+. He's been a bit off so far this year. He's got the 1 goal. I think he's got 3 goals across the 3 games. But last year he kicked 43. And if once Richmond fire up, you got Dusty and Hopper back, going to give him some more balls from the midfield. I think he can kick 2+, which pretty good at $2.20. Then Richmond 1-39. I'm not fully convinced with Richmond yet. I think I was talking about it before. I don't think they can absolutely smash them. They haven't looked at anywhere near their best. They've got a few new players still trying to find their way. So I'm just going to take them 1-39, $2.10. I think it could be a really close game. If the Dogs can play at their best, be really close. So I'm just going to take Richmond 1-39 at $2.10.
Nice one. Don't mind it. Meanwhile, Taranto's just racking up like possessions like there's no one business, you know.
And sometimes just butchering it, but he does rack up the possession. So he's another good bet. Yeah, 25 or 30+ as well.
Nice one. Alex, what are you thinking?
Yeah, Richmond still need to convince me that they're decent this year, given sort of the way they've gone through the first 3 rounds. The Western Bulldogs, though, I don't rate whatsoever.
Yeah.
So, look, they should win this game. Happy to take Richmond 1-39, but really not keen on this game at all. $2.10 for the 1-39.
Both looked
That'll
a bit
do.
shaky, yeah. Like Bulldogs more so than Richmond, though.
I just trust Richmond more.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
we're-
that's literally my
I think
vibe,
that's all
yeah.
of our vibe.
Like
And
the
at the
Dogs-
MCG, like, yeah.
Dogs hardly ever play there. They play there
Dogs
once
this
a year.
year
Like
have just
North.
been like, ugh.
they are just the most terrible team to watch unless you go for them. Even then, it'll be just disappointing.
So
They
they're
were-
all, we might all be tipping.
Richmond.
St Kilda Gold Coast. Oh, this game is weird. So you guys are like, oh, I don't know about Richmond Dogs. I'm like, that's sick.
I don't mind
This
watching
game.
Saints.
What?
Saints are good to watch.
This
this
is
year.
effing weird. What is going on? This
is,
game
dude.
makes little to no sense. Look, if you can pass any sort of meaning out of the first 3 rounds of St Kilda's season, good luck to you. 3-0. Absolutely flying.
They
They've
look really
beaten,
good. All their injuries and
they've beaten Freo, the Dogs, and the Bombers. Gold Coast beat Geelong. Like,
yeah.
What does that mean, though? Nobody knows. It's chaos.
They're
This
not
game
too
is
bad at
sick.
home, Gold Coast.
Apparently, Jeremy Cameron's fault for having some McDonald's over the
Yeah, in the
off-season.
He can have
according to
whatever
Kane
he
Corns.
wants. He can,
Despite being the best player for Geelong.
or in the league.
Jeremy Cameron had beers in the off-season. He's a bad man. Shush.
If Jeremy Cameron
Jesus.
wasn't playing,
They were-
Geelong would have got beaten by 10 goals in every game.
100%.
He's so good.
$1.50 for St Kilda and there's $2.85 for Gold Coast. The line's only 12.5 with Bet365. 15.5 at the moment as I'm looking at on the site with Ladbrokes. Interesting, bizarre game. Saturday night at Marvel. Gold Coast when they travel. We've sort of talked about this before. Not a great Marvel team. We saw them play
Worst of all
Essendon
time
2 weeks ago and just sort of
Roll over.
just run out of legs down the stretch. my vibe for this is it does sort of scream a little bit of a similar outcome, right? Where St Kilda, they know how to play at Marvel. They've been doing it. They've given them the clamps.
The clamps.
But I don't know. I think this is just close. I'm going to go the Suns of the line. The plus 14.5 that you can get. How's
Similar to
Mason
the-
Brownlow Wood going, though?
He may not play this
He won us a
weekend.
final North a couple of years ago against Sydney, I think it was. He was awesome.
Did you beat us in a final?
Yes.
I don't believe that.
I'm pretty sure
That
we did.
never happened.
Yeah.
Google it.
Anyway, Mason Wood killed it, and then he was dropped off for 2 years for us, so we got rid of him. And now he's one of the best players in the cup.
Now he's unreal.
He's absolutely killing it.
He's also a chance of not playing because he hurt his shoulder last
he
week.
did.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
he did get himself
There's so many
hurt,
injuries
so.
at the moment.
So I'm sticking clear of like any player props in this one. I'm just going to go the Suns plus 14.5 just because it's really tough to sort of judge anything out of this Saints team so far, I think. Look, I've got a feeling they'll still be 4-0 after this.
Yep.
But we'll be sitting here going, I don't know what to think about them going to round 5. So nice one. Stats guy, what are you looking at?
I'm going to look at a player prop just to get someone. You got Mitch Owens, who's improved a lot this year. He only played a couple of games in his first season last year for the Saints. He's got 6 goals across his first 3 games this year. So he's been absolutely on fire in the forward line. Sort of a medium-sized forward, can take a mark, got a bit of pace as well. He's kicked 3 goals. He kicked 3 goals too last week, showing how many chances he's been getting on goal for them. He's probably been one of their best forwards. As I said, he's strong mark. 2+ is $1.85. I think it's a perfect multi option. And then I really like the Saints. They're even without key players, every week they're getting an injury. Like Jack Steele was out. I thought, that could shake him a little bit. But minus 14.5, I think they just keep getting better and better. You got Philippou, who kicked 3 last week as well. All the young guys are stepping up, which I was a bit worried about. But yeah, Saints minus 14.5, $1.91. I'm going to go with.
The Poo!
Yes.
Give him hell, he says. The other extra thing I think for Gold Coast is we've seen Took Miller sort of be...
He's dropped off, yeah.
Not good.
He's been picking up, he's racking up touches, but he's not impacting the game anywhere near as much as he did last year. Roll's been looking pretty good, though.
Yeah, Rao, yeah.
He's got some speed in his legs.
He's averaging the most clearances in the
It's
league.
literally
He
what
just
is this?
needs to not wear ankle socks. I absolutely hate it.
But this is the vibe, right? Like Raul's been, that's now 18 months basically past an ACL.
Yes. So
Which is about your
he had
recovery
an
time.
amazing
so.
start to his career, and there was a lot of pressure on him, and he came back a
Usually
bit
the
average.
second season.
Yeah.
ACL, shoulder surgery, stuff like
Yeah.
this. And it's like, he looked incredible.
He's going to be a
Right up
star.
with the Brownlow
He's been
his
their
first
best
year.
player, so far.
Just saying.
He could step up in the
Alex, what are you feeling about this one?
Look, thinking the Saints get it done, just because Gold Coast, their record at Marvel is 8-23,
Worst
and
of
their
all time,
record
yeah.
against. Thank you for saying that for the 1,000th time.
I got cut off.
Hey, have you heard that it's the worst of all time?
I got
that's
cut
right.
off before. I was trying to get that out.
And they're also 4-12 against St Kilda since they came into the competition.
4-12.
And St Kilda haven't been
Really?
that good since the Gold Coast came into the
Yeah,
comp either.
that
So,
surprises me. Yeah.
Saints to get it
Yeah, it's
done.
not like the halcyon days of Robert Harvey and Stuart
No,
Lowe.
no.
Yeah, Nathan Burke. But yeah, so St Kilda get it done, but little to no interest in this game as well.
Yeah, look, it's
I like watching this.
Well, I'll
it's
be
a-
watching the other game for obvious reasons.
it's a fascinating game though. You'll learn a little bit about Gold Coast maybe in this. I don't know you're going to learn too much about St Kilda. My tip is Gold Coast.
Okay,
I
ooh.
think they keep it close. I think they just eke out a win out of nowhere. I'll take them the line. I don't know if they actually win, but
Yeah.
I'm going to go with
You're
it.
gonna tip 'em anyway?
Stats guy.
Yeah, St Kilda.
Alex.
Saints.
Nice. The other Saturday night game, we have the Sydney Swans,
Huge
Alex's beloved team, taking on the Port Adelaide Power. $1.33 for the Swans, $3.35 for the Power. The line is 19.5, seemingly based off the fact that the Power have looked absolutely horrible.
Yeah, last 2 weeks. Yeah.
That's French for horrible, if you're paying
So
attention.
horrible.
Stats guy. 2-4 at the SCG, Port.
Yeah, 2 years ago I think they beat
Yeah,
us.
that's not too bad actually.
I think this is a game they can stick around in. The way they
I
got
agree,
run
yeah.
over in
There's
Adelaide.
been some rippers between the Swans and Power at the SCG.
There you go.
Buddy bombed one from about 75
That's right,
one
yeah,
day,
yeah.
and I was like, "Give him a longer contract."
So this is
And
my
he did
point.
get one.
He did get a long one.
As I said, that line's 19.5. Like it's a 3+ goal line.
I think that's a big line,
I think the Power can look. It might even be a backdoor cover where it's like the Swans are up like 5 goals and
Like
the Power
100
get
plus
two,
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
two cheapies. You miss a couple up the front.
Yeah,
and Port just sort of stay in touch. But to be honest, I almost think the Power could win this. But I'll take the line. That's kind of my best bet for this one. Sydney just don't like cohesive enough to me. Like
I agree. Yeah.
you've seen Amadi sort of go up the field a little bit more when Buddy came back. That didn't work out great. Buddy is just too much of a focus at times. It's like you do have Logan McDonald. You do have Amadi. You can spread it. You've got the Heen.
Yeah.
Where's the Heen machine?
Too buddy focus. on
What's
that.
happening to the Heen
I
machine,
know.
Alex?
Killing
me.
We love him. At
Chudley Warner's absolutely massacring the ball every time he touches it as well. Oh,
What
it's
is he
gross.
doing?
put the Swans into a cannon and fire them into the sun at this point. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, give me the power plus 19.5. Liam, what have you got?
I was going to go the same bet. Power plus 9.5. I'm surprised that line's so big. I know Port have looked pretty bad, but they match up pretty well, I think, in the midfield. Sydney have a pretty strong midfield, but Port's got a strong midfield themselves. Swans, I don't know if people have hyped them up. Alex was a bit annoyed that people aren't talking about them as much, but they smashed the Swans.
Let me get this straight. Alex was annoyed by something?
No, never. Sorry.
You're the man who's punched 8 different holes in the wall in the office?
We're moving, so
He's going to do the
there's a
demolition.
green screen behind us.
But the Swans, they beat the Suns and Hawks, and I think they were a bit overhyped after that. Like, they're not going to be some of the best teams in the league. I think Port could still, keep this close and keep it at 9.5. So that's, I really like that as one of my bets as well.
Nice one. Alex?
Yeah, so I think this is a bounce back for the Swans. As a Sydney Swans fan, I am very well aware that we are prone to an absolute stinker 2 or 3 times a year where we just get smashed and you're like, oh yeah, that happened. Cool. Last year, it was against Port Adelaide and Adelaide. I watched the first 10 minutes. I was like, we're going to get smashed. And I turned it off and we got beaten by like 5 goals. And last week, if you sort of break down the game, in the first 15 minutes, the Swans absolutely dominated. But for the 3rd week in a row, stuffed around in front of goals.
100%.
Too many friggin' handballs. Just kick it through the goddamn
This is Alex
sticks.
at the MZ.
Just kick it through the big one.
Yeah, I was
please.
literally yelling, kick the expletive ball. So in the first 3 rounds, the Swans have kicked 16-14, 17-16, and 12-12. So they've had a lot of looks, but they've
that is a lot of
stuffed
shots,
around with the football. If you look at also the... They had like 4 shots in the first 15 minutes and kicked 3 behinds, and then Melbourne just did not miss all day. I was just like, oh, this sucks. But yeah, take away the second half. You look at the second quarter that the Swans played, just blitz the Demons, kicking 5 goals. If they bring that for a half, we'll just run through Port Adelaide easily because Port Adelaide rolled over really badly last week. Collingwood got them with the pace and the run. Yeah, Swans have similar run and carry through the midfield as well. If that run and carry for the midfield gets going and they don't, stuff around with the football as much, they'll win this and they'll win it easily. Port, they also feel like, it's Ken Hinkley that last year where that basically like, you got to make a prelim to get your new contract.
Yeah, I don't know how
they're not going to make a prelim, but you can't sack a coach in round 4. I think the Swans at the line is a good bet, but seriously, my man crush Isaac Heaney, God damn it, mate. You need to lift. Yeah. You went missing yet again in a big game.
He's done that his whole career. Last year was his most consistent. But
Alex is really regretting the Isaac Heaney tattoo we got last year.
Yeah, seriously. That tattoo on my backside, not a good idea.
I mean, I told you not to get the tramp stamp of just a picture of his face and then Isaac Heaney either side of it. Yeah. But you went ahead and did it. Right. Now, regrets. We've all got a few.
But yeah, I feel like the Swans
I'm gonna get
can bounce back here and get the job done. I think when the Swans were at their best, I reckon you let Joel Amati go upfield and you leave Logan McDonald and Buddy deep. Because
I don't mind that.
Everyone's like, oh, you can't have Buddy in the forward line. Did you not watch him last week? He still dominated Stephen May for periods of that game. Yeah, he's the best forward that the Swans have.
Yep.
Nice one. Sunday, we have the Essendon Bombers.
Sydney, by the way.
Yes.
We're all tipping Sydney to win.
Sydney, yes. Oh, actually, I should have probably leaned on that because I am...
You did... We both same as me.
Both saying the line.
Yeah,
still
I think it can be close. Sydney at home.
So there you go. Good call. It's because I switched to the back over to CODE Bet, and I'm still I'm struggling with the one screen now. Yeah, very bad. My brain just doesn't.
So you're in the wrong seat. That's why.
Essendon and Gold Coast on Sunday 2:10 p.m. GWS. Jeez, it's all falling apart.
Jim is losing it.
This is a marvel, which is just weird, but
not really. Essendon play the lower.
Essendon playing the lower teams.
They always
Marvel.
do.
It checks out.
Yeah.
I just don't want to wrap my brain around just seeing the Bombers play that many games at Marvel. Call me old-fashioned. It's been 20 years, Jim. Get over it. It's like, yes, I will, but still. $1.50 for Essendon at the moment, $2.64 for GWS. That's through Bet AFL and Bet 365. The line's 12.5. GWS last week. Not great.
I don't rate them at all.
Not great against Carlton. That was...
no, they actually put up a good fight last week.
They were good without Toby Green doing anything.
They should have won, to be honest. Carlton just sort of held them off.
But that descent free kick as well.
Canelio just... Oh, that was a...
Also, he's Italian. He speaks with his hands. What the hell?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I'm Stephen Canelio. Is that how it goes? Yeah, nice.
We might get fired for that
one. With all due respect, Steve. But this is GWS in Melbourne. 11-16 all-time at Marvel.
It's better than the Gold Coast stats guy.
No, 100 times better, yeah.
But I don't know. The Bombers feel like fool's gold a little bit to me, having watched a fair amount of them.
I have, unfortunately.
And what are they, 2-1?
I think they've looked pretty good.
And I just don't know how sustainable it is. This is the thing. I think getting 12.5 if I'm the Giants, I feel pretty good about that. I think they bounce back, and I think they could win this. I think that midfield is just sort of shaping up. And if Toby Green does literally
One
everything,
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if
they
he had
rely on
done
him
more than
to-
one thing
yeah.
last week, they might have won.
You
it,
got
but
Nick Newman.
he did get Newman.
No, but hey.
But anyway, I'm
call.
taking GWS plus 12.5. Like, there's a sort of quality about them at times that Essendon let the Suns basically push them around. for
Essendon
three quarters.
have a
If you
bad
let
20 minutes.
If you let GWS do that, I think they could win this game, and that's
Fair
where I'm
enough.
landing. So, stats guy.
I'm going the opposite here. I think GWS rely too much on Toby Green in their forward line. They've got a lot of young guys that I think wouldn't be getting games. Maybe they get a game at North, but a lot of other
It's like
teams.
another 5
they
teams
were-
like a game.
Yeah, there's a lot of their players that weren't getting games last year. They got rid of Hopper and Taranto, and now they're getting games. I don't rate this GWS team at all. They were 2-9 last year away from home. They
They
were the
won
15th
like
worst in
5
the league.
games last year, though,
Yeah,
didn't
but I think they're going to have a very similar year this year. I don't mind Essendon. They're a much better team at Marvel. They got a lot of run-off half-back that just like the roof and not rain and things like that they can pick up the ball nice and easy. So they got a lot of players that are
So you're
flat
saying
track
they're
bullies.
fairies?
Yeah, a few flat track bullies, but that's why they like playing at Marvel. So I just like Essendon minus 12.5. I know it's a decent line, but I just don't rate GWS at all. Essendon have surprised me a bit. Brad Scott's made some changes that have worked the last first 2 weeks. So yeah, don't mind them at the line.
Nice one, Alex.
I don't think Essendon are any good. I think the gloss came off last week. Their transition was horrendous.
Saints look good.
Coming out of the half back line, they're like, Mason Redmond's like, I'll kick it to the that's a St Kilda guy.
Similar colours,
Jack
similar
Higgins. Jack Higgins got out the back. If Jack Higgins is kicking 5 goals or whatever he kicked, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Toby Green could dead set kick 10 if Jack Higgins kicks 5.
Flat track bullies is such a good phrase for this team, I
Yeah.
think, as well. Like,
Yeah.
you have like dudes like Darcy Parish and co who just go out and just like rack it up, and then the heat sort of gets put on and like,
They're not as impactful. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
I'm good.
So, I think the gloss came off last week. The Giants have way more depth and talent in the midfield and can take advantage of the way that Essendon sort of stumble and bumble out of the back 50. They were unlucky last week to not win the game, and Toby Green having no impression whatsoever. GWS have won the last 4 against the Bombers. Like, recent history does count for something. I love GWS 1 to 39, $3.05. I think that's a great bet.
Yeah.
I just think that this Essendon team, again, you say, they won round 1. They beat Hawthorn. We run round 2. You beat Gold Coast in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Then you come up against St Kilda and they smoked you.
I think we're underrating St Kilda is the other thing though. But,
Yeah,
but we'll only see in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, you know, you look at who St Kilda have played and it's like, none of them are any good either. But yet again, I'm tipping them this week. But yeah, I'm happy with GWS. I think they're over the odds and they
enough.
can get this one done easily.
How do you feel about the over-under, 175?
I'd go,
Tricky one, right?
GWS's forward line is very poor, and Essendon without Peter Wright, and they still don't have like a guy that's
This
going to
could
kick
go
4
over.
every week. Yeah, I think under, but
Because under the roof. It was outdoors, different. Under the roof, you know, this could be like, 13 goals to 18 or something because it's just like Toby Green kicks 6, a few blokes roll forward and kick 2 or 3 each. And you're like, oh yeah, that was
6 is a
cool.
lot.
I feel like this is just a bit of a hack job.
Yeah, that's what I reckon.
Right?
Yeah. There's not too many classy players that are going to
80
get the
plays
over,
60.
I think, yeah.
Like GWS.
What time is this game on Sunday?
It's 2:10 on Sunday.
Oh,
So.
God.
Yeah, tough one. I'd probably go the under. We should actually tag most of these games with our picks on over-unders as well, but we'll figure that out.
That's all right.
Next week for round 5.
5.
Gather around.
Sunday, 5:20.
Oh, that's going to be sick. All the games
West.
at the Adelaide Oval with it getting chewed up throughout the weekend.
I know, yeah.
Muddy.
Yeah.
West Coast hosting Melbourne. This is going to be shellacking.
Oh, unfortunately,
the
yes.
Demons.
Why are you
$1.10.
saying unfortunate? You go for North Melbourne. You should be cheering your rivals getting smoked.
Oh, I like West Coast. I like lots of their players. That's okay.
$1.10 for the Demons, $8.50 for the West Coast. The line is 44.5.
Yeah.
That's unders.
It's pretty big.
Feels unders.
My notes are literally ouch, Eagles. Just
Yeah, well, that's what a lot of their players said last week.
What about
yeah.
that knee? What's he got to the ribs? Oh, that was brutal. Can't remember his friggin' name.
Clay, go hard.
He's been
go
amazing,
big.
yeah.
35 plus,
He
40
was
plus.
so
I'd
good
be
last week.
all over him for an absolute masterclass.
Brown though as well. We're looking at.
I just say how I'm watching Melbourne up close last week. It is unfair how fast and strong Christian Petrarca is.
Oh,
that
yeah.
dude is not human. He had 3 blokes clinging off
He
him at
just
one
straps
stage,
them off, yeah.
and he shrugged the hips and went bang and dished out a handball. Like,
He is awesome.
That's not fair.
Yeah, he's built like a brick outhouse.
Yeah,
and,
brick house.
The
dude-
dude, 2 giant legs on him.
The dude's
he's friends
quads
with Ben
are
Simmons.
bigger than
Yeah,
Stats
that-
Guy's head.
That's pretty big.
In terms of disposal markets for Clay, 35 plus is only $2.20.
What price is Petrarca to kick 2 goals? I like that.
$2 for Petrarca. We could find that.
Didn't write that down. That's my bad.
Bailey Fritsch is at $1.28. That's pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
that's pretty good.
That's pretty short too.
That's pretty short.
But
Yeah.
Petrarca,
He kicked 3 last week, didn't he?
he's not actually
Yeah.
listed there.
Oh, okay.
There he is. No, 270.
I don't
That's
mind
pretty
that.
good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Him rolling forward out of the centre like he did in the grand final, kicking him from 55.
Yep.
Yep. So I'm going Oliver 35 plus touches and Melbourne minus 44 and a
Yep.
half.
Yeah.
I think this is.
I like the line as
We
well.
travel west. We do our job and we belt the Eagles who stink. We go back to Adelaide next week and away we go. Nice one.
Stats guy.
I was going to say if they didn't have all these injuries that West Coast haven't looked too bad the last couple of weeks, but literally they had 7. They're going to have 7 changes this week. Adam Simpson
That's like the auntie and
7
uncle conversation again.
Yeah, they had Cripps, Shuey, Liam Ryan, and McGovern all injured on the weekend. Who are
And they're
some
all
of
not playing?
They're all there in their top probably 8 best players.
Other than Andrew Gaff, it's everyone.
Yeah, so that's why I'm going to have a look at Ruben
Tim
Gibb.
Kelly.
Tim Kelly, he's still killing it actually, but yeah,
He was really good last
out
week
of their
at times,
solid
wasn't he?
8 players,
There's
best
a couple
players.
of flashes.
He was
Like,
better. It was awesome against GWS.
Yeah. But yeah, because of all these changes, I'm going to take Ruben Gimby, who got the rising star last week for West Coast. He had 20 plus last week. I think 20 plus at $1.09 is a really good bet. You got a lot of outs for West Coast. He's going to have to step up and get even more midfield minutes. He's got a lot of midfield minutes, but he's going to have to probably stay out there the whole time with the amount of injuries. So yeah, 20 plus $1.09 I think is perfect bet. And then yeah, I like the minus 44.5 as Jaymz said. I think Melbourne will be too good. I was worried about Gorm being out because Grundy looked really unfit last week. Grundy absolutely tore it up.
But the thing was, in the third quarter, he was on the haunches.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God. Oh God, let this end.
But he was amazing. So I was a bit worried about Grundy. He looks back to his best.
He'll be better for the run, but he was cooked halfway through the third quarter.
All right, Donnelly.
Melbourne 60 plus.
Whoa.
They flogged the Swans. They were so good. Their best football is genuinely irresistible.
Yeah, it's very good.
Minus 69.5 is $3.50. I don't mind that whatsoever.
Ooh, alternate lines.
Yeah,
I like this.
West
Yeah,
Coast.
I didn't even know
as stats guy mentioned, walking wounded. This time last year it was 112 to 38 over in Perth.
Oh.
Van Rooyen, or is it Van Rooyen? I need to get the
Van Rooyen,
pronunciation
I think,
right. Yeah, so all you Melbourne fans go,
I love
it's
that.
wrong. It's Ra. But you won't do that.
No,
you
it's Roy.
flogs. Honestly. Honestly, the first time he went near the ball, they're all going, Roo, and I'm just wanting to punch myself in the
I reckon
face.
that's
And-
awesome.
Because you were there and they were beating
Yeah,
your team.
literally. But honestly, he's really good. He can take a grab. He kicked 3 against the Swans.
did look great,
He
yeah.
can kick 4 plus with no McGovern around. $5.50 to kick 4 or more seems a decent bet to me.
This is another game where you can look at the 100 plus because in terms of teams who
$21 probably wherever you can get it.
this is it, right? It's like
Doesn't happen very often. but
exactly
yeah.
like 100 plus is tough,
But the way they kicked last week, if they kick straight like that again, 100 plus is on.
and also Melbourne in terms of teams that will happily pile it on and not like
Well, did you not watch the last 15 minutes against the Swans?
Exactly,
They kicked
right?
like 4 goals.
Yeah.
it's just
Melbourne
absolutely
dropped
hammering times, but it's like
No,
dudes like
Sydney dropped.
Sorry,
off.
yes, that's one.
dudes like Bailey Fritsch, they don't care. They want to
Bailey
kick a bag of
Fritsch
6.
loves his junk time and wants to be like, yeah, I'm
very
Kicking
annoyed
six.
that
I don't care,
he
let's
gets
go.
all his goals in the goal scorer running.
He loves it. So
He's
yeah,
good bet for a couple of
I
them.
got a feeling we're all tipping Melbourne.
Yes,
And then finally,
best game of the. Well, big game of the round.
I was
Not
gonna
the
say
game,
best?
sorry. Biggest, I think.
it's
'cause
minus nine-
It's the
minus-
team that
minus-
hasn't won versus Hawthorn.
I just think
minus
this is big in
99
terms
and a
of the
half for
season.
West Coast, by the way. $15.
What was it?
Minus 99 and a half for Melbourne. $15.
I don't mind that. I'm just saying.
I'm staying away from that.
Sicko territory. Easter Monday, Geelong, Hawthorn.
I'm literally gonna
That's
do
right.
that.
And a team that's winless playing the Hawks.
Isn't this 17th versus 18th?
It is, I think, yeah.
This is tough.
Something like that.
Geelong.
Who? 16th versus
What
18th?
price would have Geelong been to be the last team to win a game? Big odds.
Massive odds, yeah.
The look aheads for this would have been hilarious, actually. So the
Yeah.
line is 30.5. Geelong are $1.17 favourites. Hawthorn, $5.25. This is the get right game.
I think so.
See, Stats guys be like, Easter Monday games, you're always
Oh, I'm going to
close."
say that after, yeah.
Oh, is he? Whoops.
Yeah.
Stepped on it. Hashtag spoiler
no,
alert.
I don't. I'm going to say
Oh,
other-
jeez,
I've got
James,
some
you
other
stepped on
stuff.
my point.
He's mentioned it like 6 times this morning too.
I love the. I go to it every year. It's awesome.
I'm going to leave this easy. They're
I'm
going to
going
smoke
as
the
well.
Hawks. 30.5 points. Boom. Jeremy Cameron, 5+ goals. You want to talk trash about somebody? Anybody
Yeah,
on
like
Geelong?
what?
Not Jeremy.
Not
Cameron.
Jeremy
Yeah,
Cameron.
Not their best player by
He is going to
100
go
yards this year.
and smash this Hawks team.
I'll tell you what I'd love if someone throws him a cheeseburger after the game.
Just toss him
And a beer, and a beer.
Yeah, just toss him a beer at quarter
And then
time.
he'll say, "Stuff you guys. I can kick 5 and have a beer."
Kane Corn's head's exploding somewhere. Just like,
Caro.
but he
Carriage
won't.
Carriage
angry
punching a
'cause
wall
someone
against his
smiled.
alley.
Yeah, but Kane Corns won't mention that Jason Horne-Francis has been walking in defense, but he'll go after Jeremy Cameron
Yeah,
for
legit.
kicking all these goals,
And
but having a
Clarko for
beer.
smiling.
He had a beer over the summer. Anyway, so 30 plus, 30.5 line Geelong bet for me.
I was where he's going.
And but Jeremy Cameron 5+ goals.
Yeah, nice.
They're my vibes.
I don't.
Stats
Geez,
guy?
your lock here, Stat. I'm worried for this.
My lock is Jaymz Sicily, 110 plus AFL fantasy points. He had 130 AFL, 132 last week. The first round
That
he had
was
100
against North Melbourne.
Yeah, he had 132 in the first game where they also got beat
and then
pretty
when
easy.
they played a good team in Sydney, he got smashed.
I'm just saying, I think he's going to get a lot of the ball. If James's prediction comes right, there's going to be a lot of intercept mark. He's averaging the most marks in the league with 14 or just under 14 marks a game, which is unbelievable.
My counter is his 2 good games were against Essendon and North Melbourne.
Anyway, I love a bit of fantasy and Supercoach and all that stuff. My lock is 110 plus AFL fantasy, $2.60 is really good value. Jaymz Sicily for that. And I really like the Hawks at plus 30.5. I think Geelong should win, but this Easter Monday game, I've been to it for the last 5 years, always close. Hawks beat them last year. No one thought they were going to win last year. It was close. 7 of the last 8 have been decided by less than 23 points. So it's always, the last few years, Geelong have been up the whole game. Hawks come back, make it close. So I think that could happen again. They got a good pace to use at the G. I know we don't rate the Hawks, but just this Easter Monday fixture, I don't know. Something about it.
Didn't Geelong
So I'm
win by
going
like
Hawks.
100 2 years ago?
Yes. No, yeah. But the 3 games before that were all under 2 goals. So,
Yeah. That's also when Hawthorn were challenging for premierships
I don't
and
know.
not tanking.
Geelong have looked really poor, relying on Jeremy Cameron too much. I don't
Yeah,
think they can win
that's
by
the
30
problem.
plus. So if they play anything like they have, I think they can win. But yeah, their Hawks plus 30.5 really like.
This is a big pride on the line game, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Cats 0-3.
But
Just
they
go,
had a
we're
lot
gonna
of pride
kill
on the line
somebody.
last week and they were on 2. Yeah. Anyway, I
like
still
Gold
tip Geelong.
Coast at home they're usually pretty hard
They're
to beat.
actually
at home.
right, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
Like
Alex, your vibes on this one?
surely they win. It's just that you just got to win. But
Unfortunately.
they're in free fall. Like I said they were going to slide at the start of the year. I didn't think they were going to slide this much.
Yeah,
Like,
it's crazy.
I'll tell you what, my under 14.5 is looking all right at the moment. Cameron's the only one that can hold his head high. That 5+ isn't a bad bet whatsoever because there's no one at fullback that's going to be able to control him. Given Joel Amati kicked 5 against them, so that's sort
they
of
got Tom
the
Frost,
go-to.
who's horrible.
If I was Geelong, I wouldn't pick Tom Hawkins and be like, bro, go get fit. Like you had a toe reconstruction.
weird
you
how
are
they
not
did that,
fit.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
we were saying it all preseason.
Yeah.
And he's been terrible. Danger's got to lift. He's got to do something. And Tanner Bruin, all the pomp and circumstance, he's been terrible as well.
Yep.
Actually, everyone except for Jeremy Cameron and Tom Stewart.
Even Stengel's been dropped off.
Guthrie's like, where's some
Well,
Duncan?
our
Danger.
Close and Myers, who are usually safe as houses, they've been horrendous. So it's
Yeah.
like Tom Stewart rolled in with it with his knee missing last week and had 32 touches. So I think that they do enough to get the job done. I absolutely do not want to take the line. I just be
Yeah, I
like,
don't
all
trust
right,
him.
let's just back Jeremy Cameron to kick goals.
I think he's going to go massive, and that line is just singing to me like a siren song. I think we're all tipping
We're
Geelong.
all tipping Geelong.
Yeah.
We're going to be there.
All right, really
Yeah, I'll
quick.
be there.
Best bets, best player props. Mine very simple. Harry Mackay. The 5+, it's there. It's
You're
there,
just
sitting there.
leaving this here every
I'm literally
week.
just
I
going to
know,
leave it there until it happens.
It's going to be around 70s. I told you.
Told you.
And we're like, yeah, Jim, but it was
already
$5
lost
every week.
$100
Yeah,
on it.
you've lost $5 million.
$7.25 with lads.
Caroline
He's
punched
actually,
you in the head.
he's actually, this is the thing. You don't want to go the 5+, that's fine. 4+, 360, don't mind that either. And then you can just have the very basic 3+. I think
I don't mind
there is a
3+.
bag waiting here
Yeah.
for him against North. So 3+ at $2.50 with Bet365. I do love that. And if you want to go higher and think you can go massive, the $7.25 for 5+ is great. Jeremy Cameron, that's $4.20. 5+. I love
Nice.
that. I think he's going to demolish the Hawks. I don't mind Tomahawk.
I don't know if they'll pick him.
No, they'll
As you
pick him.
said,
They'll
though,
pick him. They'll pick him.
as you said, they probably should just let him have a bit of a
Yeah,
rest.
but I don't think they
Do
do.
the danger mid-season last year. Give him 4 weeks to get fit.
I think
Yeah.
between he
They're
and
too
Cameron,
stubborn.
it's just going to be absolute chaos in that front line for Geelong this week.
Fair enough.
4+ for him, $5 too. I like it.
Nice.
So, nice one. Stats guy, best bets.
I'm going St Kilda minus 14.5 against Gold Coast. I don't trust Gold Coast at Marvel. I think we've sort of underrated St Kilda, and I've watched their fair few of their games. They look really good. So that's $1.91. I think that's my best bet of the weekend. Then Sicily, 110 AFL plus AFL fantasy points. Both of my AFL fantasy got up last week. I actually forgot to mention Tim Kelly, 90 plus last week as well. He was
Do
really
you
good.
lose points for clangers?
Not as much in AFL fantasy as Supercoach.
Okay.
But yes, you do a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, $2.60. I was surprised it was that much for Sicily to get 110 plus. That's my other lock.
Problem is because the ball could be going over his head to Jeremy Cameron.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Oh, I reckon it'll go.
Alex,
D's minus 69.5, $3.50.
Nice.
Absolutely love that. Yeah. GWS 1 to 39, $3.05, and Charlie Curnow 5 goals plus
Yeah.
at $4.50. May even throw the
I
Swans
really
at the
hope
line
that
there
Kerno
too.
and Mackay don't kick 10 between them against us.
If I had a best bet
Josh
for-
Bruce kicked 10 against you. You're in trouble.
True.
the line one for me is probably Geelong. The 30.5, just as I said.
I think,
sitting
yeah.
to me. Right, there you go. That's it. CODE Bet Daily for today. That's also the AFL Weekly Show. We'll be back on deck tomorrow.
Maybe.
With a daily show.
We will,
Had
yeah.
a bit, yeah.
Yeah, we will.
Just
That's
audio.
going. I'll be back later today for EPL.
EPL, yeah.
We've actually got to film NRL in about 4 minutes.
Yeah, so better get out of here. So get right around the show. CODE Bet Daily, CODE Bet EPL, CODE Bet NRL, CODE Bet AFL. Just search them.
Oh,
It'll pop up.
awesome, yeah.
Off you go. Like, review, and star
I was waiting
it.
for
There you
it,
go. Check us a follow on all the socials: YouTube, Facey, IG, Twitter, TikTok. You can see where were you yesterday in the boardroom.
I was
Yeah, Stats Guy had to
first
hold
ever
a meeting.
Stats guy hosting a meeting. It was,
Because apparently Jim and I are intimidating.
Oh,
I don't know where that came from. I, for one, am shocked. Send in any questions via the socials. Leo will pass them on, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
What an awesome start to this AFL season.
absolutely. Hopefully we can
footy.
improve on
How
our
good's
tipping.
footy?
Yeah, thanks, Stats Guy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
Cheers.
Thanks, as always, to Gerald over there for producing. Does
Awesome
a great
work,
job.
Gerald.
Thanks to me. What hat am I wearing today?
Hornets.
Hornets. Love this hat.
I'm in my Yankees
Couldn't
one,
see it.
right?
That was good.
Am I in
Yes.
the grey or the green one? I don't know. I can't
I've
remember.
got the North Scarf on.
Okay.
With the AFL
All right,
show.
what do we say, Stats Guy?
Gamble responsibly.
Let's get out of here. All right, may all your picks come in. Happy punting. Here's to another weekend of footy. And we'll catch you next week with the AFL show. We'll catch you tomorrow. CODE Bet Daily. CODE Bet Daily. Weekly. Daily. Out.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.